Hi, I'm Real Genetic Demon, and this is Forager. Now, this is a game that's coming out very shortly on the Switch. It's on the PC now. You can actually play it on Windows and you can play it on Linux, which is what I'm playing it on. It's a cracking little game. What you're watching here is pre-rendered footage of. This is my first real playthrough. Now, if you looked at the beginning, it said 7 seconds. That's because I started it and then turned it off again and then put it straight back on again. So that's why. But this is my first actual playthrough. This is my first go at it. Now, it's kind of, you can stop and start and save. It's all about building and up your sort of little village of things. Everything is kind of self-explanatory. For instance, the first thing it wants me to do here is build a furnace, which is pretty simple actually. Just a case of collecting enough rock and stone. I'm collecting iron there because I'm stupid. But collecting enough items to actually collect up the bits and pieces to do it. Now you're looking at the play area and you're saying to yourself, my god, that's tiny. I mean, you've seen survival games before and you've seen these sort of foraging and sort of collecting games before. You know, you've got that whole Minecraft generation of games. You've got other games that are very similar to this. You've got what's the other one? Don't Starve is quite a one that comes to mind when I look at this. However, what I like about this is the styling. It kind of also reminds me of The Binding of Isaac, or Isaac. That's quite a good game as well, and the sort of styling of the graphics. But basically, you start with your little island, and I make a right hash of this, by the way. Now I put 2 furnaces down for no good reason. I should have left them there, actually, because I use them later. But anyway, you build forges and industrial things. You've got farming, economics, and magic, which are all there. And then one of the key factors to the game, and it doesn't happen for quite a while into this actual video, is you can actually buy land. And buying land buys another bit of island that's close by and lets you expand. You have to build and craft coal, and then coal can be used to get iron and gold ingots, and then it's so on and so forth. And it really builds as a game from there. Now, I have to admit, this is my first playthrough. When you die and you finally run out of lives, that's it. You're all over. That's the real end of the game. The whole thing finishes once you run out of those flashing red hearts at the top of the screen. You have to find food to feed yourself, so the usual thing starts off with is berries. Everything sort of respawns after time, and it builds. It doesn't just start and stay. So if you start initially with, this game has already added gold to the level, which we didn't have previously, because now I've got the ability to do it. It's saying, yeah, you can have that item now. So as you build the whole thing, you actually generate a sort of longer sort of run of items that you can actually build within the whole thing. I did make a mess of the skill tree though, as you see when you go through this, because you can do various things to build up your skills as you go along. So I'm looking at my items now. I'm looking for food. Yum yum yum. Look, eating my food. Pretty obvious what they are. That's them all gone. So it's one of these. I have to admit, I really quite like it. It's simple enough. It's quick enough. The only thing I couldn't get to work properly, by the way, was the joystick wouldn't set, and I couldn't work out how to get it to set on the joystick. And I really wanted to play it on a pad rather than the keyboard and mouse. However, the keyboard and mouse isn't too bad. It's ASWAD. It's the usual sort of keys. You can dodge with the space bar, you can interact with E, escape brings up the menu. It's not bad, it's not a bad set of keys, but I would far rather have done it on something else. So I've just leveled up there, and I hadn't realised actually, so you have to excuse me, but I've leveled up. As you level up though, you get more skills that are available to you. See, it's a skill point 1 at the top of the screen now. It'll take me a second before I realise that's actually the case, because it's the first time I'm playing it, so it takes me a few seconds to get that. Creatures come along at night, sometimes, not on the initial sort of stage, to sort of attack you and whatever else. So there you go. So gear and tools. You've got other things that you get, artifacts and seals. Here we go. And now I've got to choose what I want to do. So I have a little rummage through here. More cotton, more beets. Yeah. See, I'm thinking about it. Do I want to spawn wheat and other things? Can't remember what I opt for here. Oh, allows you to find fairies. Now, fairies are quite useful actually, and when you have got hurt, you need to find a fairy, because the fairies will allow you to get your health back. So I wanted to do steel and glass here, so I've done that. Better furnaces. It shows me other options that are available. It's a lovely skill tree. There's 64 skills by the number that are there. The developer of this game is planning to develop further. It's a one-player game. There's not. I don't know if there are any future sort of plans to make it more than a one-player game. But I tell you what, it's a great deal of fun. I can imagine you could probably do a multiplayer game, but you just start at random little maps areas on the whole thing. That could be actually quite a lot of fun. So there we go. Building some bricks now. Get myself some more food. And what am I looking at now? Oh, I'm looking for the forge, but I think I'd go for a fishing trap here. Fishing trap means that you can produce better food, if that makes sense. You get fish from it. But it's not just fish, because as it expands, new and interesting items appear. And that's the great thing about this. I mean, it has... The thing about it is, I suspect there was a lot of influences here, but the thing is, this is very much the developer's own game. It's something there are things that I played that have similar feels in certain elements of it. However, it is something completely different, and it also feels fast. One of the things about it is that you feel. I mean, I sat and played this for the length of this video, which is an hour and 21 minutes, so almost 22 minutes. Before I died, and like an idiot, you'll see at the end as well. But you can. But the thing is, I just sat and I played 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 without any. Just didn't, it just didn't stop. And my daughter came and sat and watched with me, and she sat and watched, and we really enjoyed the. I don't want to use the word. It's not a grind. It's a lot of fun. The resource gathering, the foraging is fun. That's what I'm going to use. The foraging is fun. The whole you find yourself just smashing down trees wherever you go. Knocking down a tree to do this because you're just going to make up to get to the next thing, and it's rewarding. That's what it is. It's rewarding every time you develop something and you go a bit further. You feel like you're being rewarded. There are more and more rewards to be had. There are more and more items to be collected. There are more and more bits and pieces that you can do, and you go, yeah, I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And there's more and more things as you go along that you feel, yeah, I could do with that. I want one of those, and as your level of skill goes up and you can achieve more things, you feel very, very rewarded. Now, when the game finished, I must have achieved one of the feats within the game. I think it was the fishing one, which is kind of to get 50 fish. And it rewarded me with a part of the extras, which included the developer's his personal story, which is it's a hardship. He struggled to get all of this together and produce the game that he wanted, and finally he did. And you know what? It's a great game. It was well worth it. And I have to admit, I didn't wait to buy this. It was one of those games that I bought straight away, and I felt like I had to buy it because it was quite a lot of fun. You've got basic items, so I'm just looking through my inventory here, and feats that you need to complete to do certain things. So you've got to own so many coins and all the other bits and pieces, and the feats unlock extras. Now there's a plan, I believe, for another. I don't think it's going to be DLC. I think they're just going to build it into the game. I think this guy's going to be surprised by the number of, or the team that's involved in this. We're going to be surprised by the number of sales, because I think this is a great game, especially when it hits the Switch. I think this feels perfect for the Switch as well. It feels perfect for a number of other consoles as well, but it definitely feels perfect for the Switch, and I just like it. I still haven't got to, and you know what? We're 8 minutes into this video now, and we still haven't actually added another island yet, but we will do. It's coming. There's an island coming. We're making coins now, you see. So we're going to make some coins, and once we craft the coins, that allows us to buy other things. The menus of being at the top of the screen are very simple indeed, and it just makes a lot of sense. I think the thing about it is, you've got to enjoy a game, and this is one of those games I could enjoy. I can enjoy it for an hour and a half. You can quit, yeah, and it'll save, but you can enjoy that in a blast of an hour and a half without any problems at all. And it just never seemed to get. I never got tired of cutting down trees or building more various bits and pieces. Just never got tired of it. I just kept on going. I'm just investigating my menus there to see whether or not there's anything else I need. I can't remember who I saw play this actually. You know, there are lots. The thing about there's lots of games out there. These are the things. There's lots of games out there that have similar feelings. Forager feels fast. If Stardew Valley's slow in the sense of that it takes time, progressing, whatever else, is you have to go to sleep, Forager feels fast because you don't get that kind of evening break that you get in those other games. And I know it's only for like a few seconds while they count up the coins for the day and whatever else is. Forager doesn't do that. Forager wants you to keep going all the time. So you work through the night, you work through the day, you know, you feed yourself, you carry on. You when you get to the point where you can get you know, different things going on, it just wants you to keep battling on, and I think that's a real plus for this game. And it's, and as I say, it's certainly enjoyable. Now, the key elements though, you're trying to build up your islands. You're trying to build bigger islands. There's a lovely trailer for this where he's sort of foraging in there, and then it's suggested that he should throw his coins into the sea to see what happens, and I think he trips over something on the floor and actually drops his coins into the sea, and then all of a sudden another island rises. It doesn't quite happen like that on this, but it's a similar sort of thing. Option menus across the screen, top of the screen there, just out of interest there, while I've got it in the screen, it's like your features, your builds, your buying of your islands, and the gear that you've got. So there's just as I say, just the complexity is there, but it's kept to a manageable level where you don't feel. Didn't feel overwhelmed by any of it at any particular point in time. It felt really quite good to play. So without carrying on too much more, in fact, I'm going to stop in a second. I'm going to let you continue watching the footage of my first game. I think you may have to skip on a little bit if you want to see me buy island. I can't remember where it'll be in the whole thing. I think I probably spent 20 minutes running around this island in the first place. But once I achieve enough coins, I think I then buy. It's too far after I buy all these get these ingots and turn them into coins. Not too long after that, we get enough to actually buy any other island, and then we expand from there, and then add some more stuff to the adventure. So there are small creatures, there are people to interact with, there are a number of other interesting things going on, missions to be had. It's all adds to the whole thing. So no houses though, that was the one thing. But do you know what? You don't need a house because you're always running around anyway. So you don't sort of stand still. But yeah, you build on and you get missions and you get other things. And the other thing is that, and I don't think I've already said it, if I haven't already said it, if your health goes down, your heart's there at the top of the screen, go find a fairy. So fairies are very important. It kind of seems a silly option, but the moment you've got a fairy, you can do that. That's not the thing in the top corner there, at the top right hand corner. That's a firebug or a firefly or something similar. I think it's maybe called a firebug actually, or torch bug. I think it's called torch bug. Look at me, just going crazy. I felt like I had to go fast because there's that kind of game. Everything felt like it needed to go a little bit quicker. This might actually be when I'd buy the first island. Actually, thinking about this, I'll just wait for a second. I might as well commentate for a few more seconds on the whole thing. There we go. So I got enough for the new island. I may have enough for a new island. I didn't actually work out whether or not you died if you didn't eat, because you see I need to eat. It says I should eat. I'm exhausted. I don't know whether or not I actually got close to the point where I was going to die. I got a couple of fish in me. Some citrus fruit. Lovely. Craft. Here he goes, crafting. Buy an island, you fool. Just watching myself back. But you see, I didn't know at the time that you could do that. I think you only need 40 gold coins to buy the first island, which is fair enough. Well, level 4. And he's realised now he's got 2 skill points, look. Or maybe he doesn't realise until he's got 2 skill points. Probably not. I'm not the brightest tool in the box sometimes. I've got skill points I should be using. There's all kinds of things. You should use them when you can use them, just to get in, just so that you can either do things on the furnace faster or other things. I may be wrong about the timing, by the way. 15 to 20 minutes might not be the time before I actually did anything. Here we go. Bum, 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 bum. You see, it's great that the things respawn as well, so you never feel... the only thing that really can hurt you is the creatures within the level. That's the things that can hurt you. There we go. Not enough iron. Not enough gold. Here we go. Still don't remember that I need to get just to do the island. Oh, what an idiot. I'm collecting up food. Could have moved a lot faster on the islands, actually, to be fair. I could have moved an awful lot faster in the first. But as I say, first time, I think I was taking my time as well as speeding around at the same time. I know that sounds a bit weird, but that definitely was the way that I felt that it was kind of a zip round the level at the same time. I should eat. As I say, I'd still like to know how to get the joystick to work, because I couldn't get that. I had it there, it was saying it was selecting it, but it wasn't actually doing anything with it, so... Eat some berries, eat some berries. Buy, there we go, land. Here you go. Realises you can buy land at this point, look. So you buy into the land, and look what happens, watch this. Ready? Look at that! Something new appears, and that's the beauty of it. I actually quite like this part of the game because, you know, there's somebody else. Look, there's some beetroot guys, and beets start appearing now that we've met them. And you can talk to him. You're amazing. We love you, he says. And their slimes have appeared as well, so they do damage now. You can kill all the things that are there. However, I watched somebody else do it, and they managed to kill like a fairy queen instead of actually doing the sort of looking after her, probably with a view to. You see, I can upgrade my gear as well, with a view to sort of seeing whether or not they gave you some interaction later. Now, what I discovered here, I think, is that the beets started growing the moment I actually did the. Still got 2 skill points I haven't used. What an idiot! Beets started growing as well, so it all became quite good. This building up. Oh, skills! Look. So I went with foraging. Ah, right, that's how it allows me to find beets. So they weren't there to begin with. And then I think it was fairies I went with. I've still got another point, look. I realised this in a second, look. There we go. Go back! And then I choose fairies. Zapped. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with the rest of the footage. Please feel free to have a good look through it. Skip through if you like. See when it gets a bit further and more advanced, the island. I do recommend this game. I think this is a good game. I think that I'm hoping that they're going to do the Switch version at a similar value to that of the PC version. But I definitely think it's worth playing. Please enjoy the footage. I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Please feel free to like and subscribe. And I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye now.